Hello everyone, Shinto Bean here playing some more Warhammer combat cards, and in this video I am going to be talking about some of the changes that have occurred with the new season of Ranked Mode. I'm going to be running Gloguthrox the Foul, who just got his special rule changed, so that whenever one of your cards is destroyed, it infects the card that destroyed it, reducing its damage by 10%, and that can stack up to 5 times. So we'll see how that works in battle. And I will also be showcasing the new trait that has been given to some of the stronger psychers in the game. It's called Psionic Blast. At level 1 it deals 5% of that unit's psychic damage at the start of every turn to every enemy on the field. So it's quite powerful area of effect ability. And so for the Herald of Tzeentch I have here, 5% of 50 is 2.5, and that is rounded up to 3 damage. In the case of the Lord of Change, 10%, I do have the trait at level 2, so that's 10% of 78 damage, which gets rounded up to 8 damage to each enemy. And the Lord of Change actually got its stats reduced by a fairly decent amount, but it is still quite strong because of this powerful new trait. I've also thrown this guy in here who got his trait switched from Precision Shot to Regeneration, which makes him quite a bit better, I think. And then I've just thrown in a bunch of smaller fodder units, some of them with Endless, that will hopefully work well with Gloguthrox the Foul and his new special rule. So total points for this deck is 180, slightly less than my maximum points, because it's the beginning of the season. We will probably be matched up against slightly weaker opponents. And in this battle, we are up against Orcs. Boss Snickrot. Let's see what this guy is running. So Snickrot here at level 3. We'll put down the Lord of Change first. Now the icon for this Psionic Blast looks the exact same as a Warp Surge, so that hasn't been changed yet. But it should be changed momentarily. If you install the new update, then you should have the new animations for Psionic Blast and Gloguthrox the Foul. So they also have a Psyker on the field. Ed Zappa also got Psionic Blast, so we'll see it occurring twice here. We do have the initiative, so we get to go first, and they are targeting the Lord of Change there. So there it is, the Psionic Blast dealing 8 damage to all foes, activating the Berserker Rage, and then Ed Zappa also blasting away at all of my units. So yeah, Berserk is actually somewhat of a counter measure that you can use against Psionic Blast, since they do like taking damage in small increments. Alright, so let's go ahead and go with the Psychic attack. Not entirely sure what's going to happen here with the target acquired. So Ed Zappa is going to be zapping the Lord of Change, actually, so it ignores the taunt, I guess because the target acquired is a closer proximity than the taunt. There goes the Blast Wave again, and that's a little strange. I'm not sure why, but the Lord of Change had his Psionic Blast trigger before the enemy. And it seems to be doing that every time. I don't know if that's because I deployed the Lord of Change first. And we can actually see that in their case, because they're running Boss Snickrot, the Psionic Blast actually deals additional damage because of this special rule. So we've got a few different things going on here. Alright, we're going to go for Psychic again, debuffing the enemy melee, and Ed Zappa is going to blast that Screamer down out of the sky, and then the Nurgle's Rot, we see it activating there, reducing his damage by 10%, and you can see right here how much it's getting debuffed by. Alright, I think we'll put down this guy over here. We'll just keep the Lord of Change in the middle. Once again, Psionic Blast triggering, and yep, it seems that the Lord of Change is able to get that damage in every time. So obviously the longer you have these units on the field, the more damage they will be able to deal. If the enemy is not able to take them down, they can end up dealing a pretty enormous amount of damage over the course of the game. And I don't think it's happened yet. Actually, you'll see it happen here with Ed Zappa. So he takes out the Demonette with the Psionic Blast, which means that I have one less unit to attack with this turn. So that's actually a very good, another advantage to Psionic Blast, is you can take down low health targets and make it so that they have less units to attack with that turn. So quite strong. Once again, Ed Zappa getting debuff there. This thing is gaining a little bit of damage. It's not too strong though. Now, do we want to put down 2 Psionic Blasts? The one issue is that it... Actually, yeah, I'm curious to see what order it triggers in. So, first of all, okay. That is really strange. I don't know what order this is going in. So, is it just going from left to right? And I don't know how that would work in PvP either. I saw someone else say that it just depends on whose turn it is. And as for which order it occurs in, but here it just seems to be triggering from left to right on my screen. And there the blast waves taking down Ed Zappa, who was pretty low there, and then we can blast away with the psychic attacks unhindered. So all of the debuffs that we got on this guy ended up being 30%, but of course once he dies, those debuffs are lost. So I don't think this is being... No, this thing hasn't actually killed anything yet. So once again, the Berserkers basking in the psionic damage. We'll be able to deal a fair bit of damage here, I think, with the melee attack. So yeah, the Psionic Blast, Psionic... Just starting to forget what the ability is called. Yeah, Psionic Blast. It looks very cool. I like the animation, but it does take a little bit of time for it to trigger. So it's that is kind of one downside. It does make the game last slightly longer. Just gonna put down a few units here. Got our regenerator there. Getting its damage reduced through the fear. So we don't have quite enough to destroy the enemy, but we'll just go with another psychic attack. And normally, in the past, you did not run psychers with Gloguthrox. At least I very rarely saw that happen. But now it seems to be working quite well. You can build up a powerful melee attack if you have the right units on the field, and finish off with a very strong melee. So yeah, in this case, I mean, we could go either psychic or melee and just end the game there. So we'll go with a melee attack here. The game took a little bit of time, but I got a good footage of the Psionic Blast from both sides, and I'm not sure if they're going to change the order in which it triggers, because that seemed a little bit strange. I'll have to test that out a little more to see if it works the same way in future matches as well. But yeah, definitely a very strong ability, I would say. Now, Gloguthrox the Foul's special rule doesn't feel all that strong when compared to a lot of the other Warlord special rules, so I'll just have to play with them a little more to see how it works. I mean, it is best when you, I think, throw those weak units up against the stronger enemies on the field that can quickly reduce the damage that they deal later on when they're up against some of your more valuable units. But yeah, a number of units from the different factions got the Psionic Blast. One thing that I was kind of surprised about, I guess it shouldn't be too surprised, but the Wraith Fighter actually got Psionic Blast. And this thing doesn't actually get a very strong psychic attack until level 7. So at the moment, yeah, it would be dealing 4 damage per turn. But prior to level 6 at level up until level 5. I think it would only be dealing 2 damage per turn. It is still good at taking away shields, though. That is the one thing. It does activate at the beginning of every turn, so that renders most shields useless. It can destroy them before the units even attack, so that's another usage for Psionic Blast. Anyway, yeah, let me know if you have any questions either about the new trait or Gloguthrox's new special rule. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.